Just press record. So, hi everyone. Today was a challenging day. I had to take my oldest son to the airport, and he flew to Washington State to celebrate the twins' 21st birthday, and we were supposed to leave here at 3:30 in the morning. And I set my alarm for 3 o'clock. I fell asleep around 11. And the next thing I knew, my husband was waking me up at 3:30. So I rushed to get dressed, and I put the gifts together so that my son could take them with him, and they didn't fit in his suitcase. He had a, real small suitcase, and it was packed to the rim. So quickly we had to get that one unpacked and find a tiny bigger one, one that was bigger than what he had, and repack it. And so when we did that, obviously time passed by, and we were becoming later and later. And we're like halfway to the airport, and my son turns around and says, "Wait, where's my hoodie?" He's like, "Mom, look in the back and see if my white hoodie is there." And so, I look back there and I'm like, nope, the white hoodie is not there. And so my husband says to him, what do you want me to do? You want me to turn around, or, do you want to just continue on to the airport? And he's like, I want the hoodie, but I don't want to have to turn around. So my husband continues a little bit longer, and my son finally decides, and he's like, okay, just turn around. I need that hoodie. So we finally get to the house, and he jumps out of the car. He gets into the house. He gets the hoodie. He gets back into the car, and now it's about, like 4:30, and his plane takes off at like 6:02. So we're halfway to the airport, and wouldn't you know it, my CGM stops working. It needs to be charged. And oh, sorry, in case you don't know what a CGM is, it's a continuous glucose monitor, right? So it goes offline, and I'm thinking to myself, great, now my sugar levels are not going to be stabilized with the CGM, and my insulin pump can't read the sensor because it's not charged. And did I bring a test kit? No. Did I grab the CGM charger? No. So when I get back home, we've dropped him off, I'm home. I go and I immediately grab the charger, and I put the CGM, the sensor, into the dock so that it starts to charge. And I'm like, okay, now I have about an hour that I can sleep. And so I'm going to take advantage. And although the hour is still going to make me wake up later than I normally do, I'm like, I really feel like I need this. So I get into bed, and I'm like, oh good, I'm so tired. And I fall asleep like right away, which is not typical. It is not. But I fall asleep right away, and there I am woken up. I'm woken up by this Oompa Loompa of a dog. She is a Mack truck. Trust me when I tell you she is a Mack truck. She is a Catahoula Leopard Hound and Lab mix. And she is laying there on the bed looking at me, whining. But she's whining in such a sweet voice. I just can't let her starve. Starve, please. She's overweight. She is always hungry. So I get up. I am now bombarded with this terrier, which, you know, is a proper name for them because they are terrors. But this one is special. And I mean, he is just special. He is on the spectrum of autism, and add that to attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I mean, I think he's the epitome, but I love him still. He's a good dog and he's so smart, but you know, he can be a little too much. So, you know, that's a completely different story. The dogs are always in my life and it's a completely different story. So let me try and stay on track, right? So, so I'm walking to the kitchen and I just get this sour stomach, and I know it's that feeling of nausea, and you know, I want to throw up, and I immediately know, great, my sugar's super high now, and there's nothing I can do about it but, you know, fight it. So I feed the dogs and the cat, and I immediately, you know, grab my CGM, which now is charged, and I grab my test kit, and I put it on, and, you know, of course, my sugar is super high. And then I'm standing there, and, you know, I put the test kit, I put the CGM in. I had tested my sugar. You know, I'm taking control of the high. But of course, I'm standing there and I am thinking to myself, I really want to go back to bed. But you know what? No, I'm not going to do it. I am going to push myself and work through this. So now it's like 7:30 in the morning. I make my coffee and I participate in a Patreon group that has a talk every morning of the week for 10 minutes. It's a motivation in minutes, and it goes from, you know, my time, 7:50 to 8 o'clock. And so we set our words of intention for the day, and we get a quote to inspire us, and we tell each other what we're grateful for the day. And so my word was push. I'm going to push through this. this disease is not going to control me. And it will eventually take me out. We know that. But the simple truth of it is that it's not going to do it today. Not today. So I will fight. I did. I fought today like I have for the last 55 years of my life. No excuses. No excuses. So, they asked, every time we end this group, they ask, what are you grateful for? And I said I was grateful for them. I was. Because if I would have gone back to bed, I would have missed the meeting. And I wouldn't have pushed. And I wouldn't have continued my day. And going back to bed, it would have taken probably longer for my sugar to go down, as opposed to pushing back and fighting and going through my day. So I was grateful for them. But I also recently purchased a book named Everyday Gratitude. And so I opened it to the first page, and this is what it said. Let me read it. Wherever you are in the end, wherever you are is the entry point. What can I do right now, big or small, to help make a change I long for? So something or someone is talking to me. I'm not sure if it's God, the universe, my mom from heaven. I don't know. But what I do know is that I am moving forward with my business to make more money so that I can donate a percentage of it to the DRI. I want type 1 diabetes eradicated. I want it gone. And I know that the DRI is where they are researching how to implant islet cells to reproduce into your system. And maybe it won't happen in my lifetime, but whatever I can possibly do to help them, I want to do it. Did you know that this disease was called juvenile diabetes? And to be honest with you, I don't know why they changed the name, but I do know when I was growing up, it was called juvenile diabetes because it targets children, right? They can be as young as 9 years old. That's a third grader. A third grader starting his or her life. believe it or not, I was much younger than 9 when I got it. I know nothing of what a normal person would know. A day in the life of a diabetic, a type 1 diabetic. You have to decide. You have to decide to push. You have to decide to fight, right? You wake up every single day. You don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. You know, I have enough issues, regular issues, right? That I have to deal with. And putting this on top of everything else is so damn hard. It's just so damn hard. How can you even think that a 9-year-old can deal with this? I want it eliminated. So, you know, I'm kind of like a movie buff, and you know, I refer to movies all the time. And when I said you just, you know, you have to fight, what popped into my head was You've Got Mail. And that's when Meg Ryan is in the back of her store and she's getting ready to have her conversation with the newscasters, and she's, you know, standing back there and she's like punching, and you know, it's such an uncharacteristic part of Kathleen Kelly. But that store means so much more to her than a business. It held memories of her childhood, of her mother, of the happiest times of her life. But she later realizes that there was a different plan for her, that there was more, right? That there was more for her out there, and that she didn't realize it. And things like this happen for a reason. What happened to the character, what happened to me. I'm telling you that my sugar went super high this morning. But it's okay. I can say, yes, it's my fault. I didn't take my test kit with me. I didn't look at my pump to determine when my sensor was going to expire. Those were all mistakes, right? It was all mistakes. But it's okay, because we all make them. And at the time, I wanted to quit and go back to bed. I decided to push back, right? To fight. And this disease is not going to take me out today. It's not. It's 7:50 my time, Central. And I've worked all day. I'm exhausted. You could probably see it in my eyes. It takes a lot out of you. I know it. The one good thing is I didn't go low, which is, it's a good thing. You know, sometimes you get that vicious circle get too low, so you eat too much because you're getting scared. You don't want to anything else, and it feels weird. So, you eat too much of whatever. Instead of grabbing for that glass of milk, grab some jelly beans, which are my favorite. So I'm not going to just eat 5. Sorry, but it's not happening. So what I'm trying to say is you're not alone. It's not only happening to you. It's happening to me too. And it's okay. It's okay. We will be okay. And we're going to fight for another day. And we're going to make it through. And I will find a way to eradicate type 1 diabetes. So I hope you have a really good night. And I think I'm going to bed. See ya.